Hi, it's me Fernanda and you're watching Running Rabbit. This will be my second book review video, and for this time I chose The Princess Diaries. Specifically going to talk about the first Princess Diaries book. So The Princess Diaries have been written by Meg Cabot. She's an author of different books for kids and for young adults, and her novels are just amazing. Her books, they are full of pop culture references, and so the book is written as if it was a diary. When you read it, you can see like the place and where she's supposed to be at the moment that she's writing, like for example inside the girls' bathroom at school, or in math class, or in, I don't know, different places. And that's really funny because you can actually see like where she is and what she's doing. The story goes on like this. Mia is a girl that is like really tall and has absolutely no chest, and she feels super insecure about it. Her mom tells her, maybe you should start writing your own diary so you can talk about your feelings there if you don't want to talk about them to me. So on the first book, she's I think on her freshman year, and her father and her grandmother confess that she is actually a princess and that she is going to have to rule her own country at some point. No stress on there, right? Because her dad can't have any more kids because he got prostate cancer. She has to be the one that succeeds on the throne. So at first she's very upset and she doesn't want to accept that, and she's like, I don't want to believe that, I'm really mad about it, why didn't you tell me before? You're definitely not my parents, because otherwise you will have been honest about something so big. And her mother tells her like, well, I just wanted you to have a natural childhood as you grew up. Besides, your father was supposed to have another baby. Things were not supposed to come out like this. She finally accepts, and her grandmother starts giving her princess lessons. Lily finds out about the whole thing and they have like a very big argument. Lily has this really strong political views, and she's like totally against the royalty because the royalty is just mean and they just take the money from the taxpayers and they don't give anything back. But Mia tries like to explain, no, wait, no, really, things are not like that. They don't work like that. And Lily's just like, no, I don't want to believe you, and I can't believe that you can go on with this. And Mia stops hanging out with Lily and she starts hanging out with Tina instead. Tina is the daughter of a sheikh. I think Tina's father is supposed to be the owner of like an oil company or something like that. So she has her own bodyguard and no one talks to her because her bodyguard is really intimidating. Tina and Mia start like finding, you know, like, oh, you feel like me, you also feel awkward with your bodyguard, because Mia gets a bodyguard assigned to her and his name is Lars, and he's really big and also intimidating. Eventually Lily and her like start hanging out again and start, you know, just being friends again, and the group of friends of Mia starts like expanding throughout the series. You can see like on each book she makes a new friend. There are 11 main books, and then there are like 3 or 4 more books that are smaller that fit between the books. As the series goes on, she starts having like different doubts. Mia is a character that worries about everything. She's always worried about something. So as you might have noticed, I talk about Mia's dad. Why? On Disney's movie, Mia's dad is dead, and somehow they found that making him dead was less creepy than just explaining that he had cancer. On the book, he is alive, he just got prostate cancer and that's why he can't have any more kids. Her grandmother it's terribly mean, she's horrible, like she's mean, she's shallow, and she only cares about what others might think about her and what the royalty should do. The reason why Mia didn't know that he was a prince is because he told her that he was a politician, so that's why he has so much money and that's why he lives in a castle. Then you have the mom. Mia's mom is ultra feminist, and she does go out with one of Mia's teacher, but instead of being her debate teacher, as that happens in the movie, it is with her math teacher. I'm not gonna talk too much about the relationship between Mr. Giannini, the math teacher, and her mom, because that's something that you need to find out for yourself. Then there's Lily. As I said, she has really strong political views, very libertarian. She's very opinionated about everything that happens around Mia's life, and she likes to control Mia. So they have arguments because of that very often. Then there is Michael. Michael's Lily's brother. He eventually becomes Mia's love interest. Like, she finds him slightly attractive at the beginning, but then they start developing feelings for each other and really interesting things go on there. Then there is the group of friends. There are like 5 or 6 friends on her group. I think Tina is the most important because Tina becomes like her best friend throughout the series, even though there is Lily and she's really great friends with Lily. Tina is just like more relaxed and she's softer and she's nice and very feminine. Though she's a really strong character and she identifies so much with Mia. There is Lana, but Lana has like her soft side. On the movie she's just really mean and she's just a person in the first movie, but on the books she's in every book, even in the last one. And the last one just came out last year. I wouldn't recommend reading this book if you are young, like probably 13 years old, because it's really explicit. Like she talks about sex, like teenage drinking and teenage smoking, and those are things that happen. We can't just pretend that they don't happen, right? Now, I do recommend the book because precisely she has a lot of pop culture references, and if you have like about my age, like 20 or something, 20, 25, 28, maybe you will think, oh, that's so childish. But at the same time, it feels really sweet to read, for example, about Charmed, and I think it's also funny to read about artists. Like, you read about Britney's meltdown, about major discoveries that are happening in the world. Now, Mia is a very environmentally conscious character. She worries about the earth, she's vegetarian. What I loved about the book was that as I was reading it, there were things that I could identify. Like, when I was younger, I did worry so much about that kind of things. I don't know, it's like, yeah, really, when you're young, you do worry about really silly things that you should not be worrying about. But it makes me feel like I should have kept a diary and read it years after that. I like when book series like show the growth and the change, or as Mia puts it, her self-actualization. Again, if you are too young, or if the kid that you want to give it to is too young, I don't recommend giving it to them. I don't think young kids will feel identified with her, mostly because they didn't live like on the same period Mia lived. So I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye!